Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to the T0 to T6 Abyss series. We're approaching a high number of episodes in this series actually. We've been doing this for such a long time. And we're getting closer and closer to our goal of getting to the T6 Abyss. You're not there yet, and this is the biggest jump. I've mentioned this many times. We're at the biggest jump, you could say, between fits. It's getting that darn T4 Firestorm fit or T5 fit. So what I'm going to try to do here is see if we can do 2 filaments as quick as possible, because usually I do 1 filament and then I call it a day, but I'll see if I can do them like 2 in quick succession, because I'm starting to get a lot better at doing these sites, at least with our skills, but also in terms of my actual parting skills. I feel a lot more confident, and it feels like these go a lot smoother than they used to do. So I think we can do 2 in a quick succession. We'll see. There's a lot of Drekovacs here on grid. See if we can get a bit closer. It's hard though to destroy that Kikimora because there's so many remote reps on him. Okay, we'll go here to this guy, deploy some of the drones. Have the drones go there, and actually we can also deploy the MTU. Something we can also do. Pop that, and then pop that. Okay, it doesn't seem like anything's happening on that one, so we'll go towards this extraction node over here. I think we should be able to get there because it's got 13. Oh, okay, it's not. I thought we had 40-kilometer fall off, but we actually have 39. It's a bit difficult to maneuver here because I want to be close to these guys to be able to use conflag, but at the same time I want to be able to shoot some of these extraction nodes as well. There we go, one down. Let's go for this one as well. There we go. I'll go for the Kikimora, I think, because he is going to be a bit annoying in terms of DPS. If he starts locking up our drones, it's not going to be a good time. So we'll just take out that extraction node. Great. Okay, so let's see if we can go for this other one if it's possible. I don't think it is. Maybe though. I think there's not enough time to... Well, it's going to be a lot of wasted time if we bother going for this one over here. Probably just better to actually go for the NPCs and just take them out instead. It's just one lonely extraction node, so I don't think it's going to be the whole world missing on that. But we can still sort of make our way towards it, just in case. But we'll have a focus on using conflag on these big bulky battle cruisers instead, because that's going to do so much more damage than the Scorch we're using currently. Yeah, that's good. And then we can web as well to keep them in place too, to get some perfect shots. Come on web, engage. We could use a more expensive web, I think it's the Domination one, and that has a 15-kilometer range. But this Federation Navy is much cheaper and actually has a slightly higher web percentage. So we have 60% slowing. I think the Domination one has 55%. So you're getting a little bit less slow for a tiny bit extra range. I think when it comes to the price, the Federation Navy is worth more. I'd prefer to have the Federation Navy for those 2 reasons. It slows more and costs a lot less. Because I think the Domination costs I think it's 200 million or something like that. It's pretty expensive. Okay, so they've soon been taken care of. See if we can go towards... We probably should move towards the bioadaptive cache, actually. Speaking of bioadaptive cache, I was actually meaning the MTU, but we actually were able to give that extraction node a little tap over there. So we can actually get the last extraction node if we are swift here. I'll move towards this MTU, see what kind of goodies it's picked up. Hopefully it's got some good filaments in there. And I'm surprised how far that Drekovac is keeping its range. They don't usually keep that far range. I can maybe recall the drones, because I feel like it's maybe engaging our drones. Or it could also be that the Drekovac is so far away that it's not able to shoot, because that's what happens with Triglavian weapons. When they're too far away, they just simply won't do any damage at all. Or they won't be able to activate their weapon. Look, that's great. Look, it just came in time. Will that Drekovac decide to come closer? Oh, he's just so keen on keeping range that he's not even going to come in range to be able to shoot me. Just wants to delay our progress as much as possible, basically. Okay, so that was 7 million from 4 boxes. Absolute trash loot. Feels like that's what you find from one bioadaptive cache, let alone 4 of them. And it's not like they had nothing in them either, because sometimes these extraction nodes can contain nothing. They all contain something. Ooh, that was a bit of a long wave, over 5 minutes. Not so good for T4. We should try doing these a bit quicker. It was a lot to do with us keeping a bad range, not being conflag range, and focusing a lot on that MTU. And that's a big downside. Focusing so much on the MTU is that you lose a lot of focus, and you lose a lot of capability to also output max DPS since you're going to be further away. It's not like a Gila that has drones, so the majority of the DPS of the Gila is in drones, and drones are a bit more flexible. You sort of have them go all over the place. Here, the by far biggest damage sources are laser here, and that can't be properly used with conflag if we're too far away. We can use Scorch, but not conflag, and conflag is probably the more important one. It's so much more powerful than Scorch. Okay, but either way, let's see what we hear in the next wave. Charybdis, we've got one over there, and we've got a bunch of drifter cruisers. Should be alright, we just need to get in close. We can also deploy drones. See what kind of range we've got here in terms of our drones. I've trained a few drone skills. 57 kilometer range, so we've got a pretty impressive range actually with our drones. Ooh, getting some big hits from Mr. Charybdis. Let's see if we can destroy that by adaptive. Great. And we can keep moving. We need to keep the speed up. Yeah, look at that, taking a bit of damage. We do not want to let them web us. That's going to make Charybdis do so much more damage. Ooh. That was hard hitting right there. Need to get a little bit at an angle. Come on now. Increase that overheat on the thermal hardener as well, just to get a bit of extra buffer, because that was a big hit. I think we got a wrecking shot in there. That's what happened. Shoot, please. We lost some charges, that's why I think it stopped shooting in the middle of everything. Perfect time as well for that. Don't need to continue to overheat that thermal armor hardener. It's not like it's going to make a big difference. It's this Charybdis does all damage types. They'll do something. And we can actually have the drones go for this, and we can just focus on Charybdis actually. That'll be a good idea. Yeah, that'll be good. Actually, we can even use the Scorch, and the Scorch will be able to melt away at Charybdis while we're still moving, and then we can destroy that still at the very end, but it's not going to make a big difference now. Yeah, it's quite smart in terms of saving time to save a few of these cruisers for the end, because then when you're cruising back from destroying Charybdis out here far away, you'll still be able to put that time to some use. Otherwise, now when we've destroyed Charybdis, this one is going to die instantly, and we'll waste a lot of time just traveling here, doing nothing. But we did destroy a lot of these cruisers on the way there as well, so we couldn't really do much about it. They fell very quickly. Okay, we've got 14 million, but it's actually 7 because we had an extra raging electrical here, since we want to try to do a second one if we are able to in terms of time. Let's use the conflag. Now it's going very smoothly. I think also the reason he took a big hit on us is because there's this tracking pylon as well, improving his application, and that seems to improve or increase the likelihood of getting some big wrecking shots. And we can go back to the mobile mobile tracked unit now, not mobile depot. The mobile depot and tracked unit, I sometimes use them interchangeably, because on the way back we can still hit with Scorch, so you don't actually have to always go point blank to destroy Charybdis, because you can see the thing you want to avoid is what is going on now. Traveling here, not making any progress towards anything. Like, we're not making any progress to destroying any NPC, so it's sort of wasted time in a way. So we'll go for that MTU, open that up, and examine our disappointment. So it's really far away actually, 30 kilometers. That was not a good placement, because now we have to go 30 kilometers there and 30 kilometers back. Not at all good placement actually. The most optimal placement of the MTU is right on the gate, because then you have to move around as little as possible. So we'll go towards that MTU. It's a bit annoying as well that we're not particularly fast. I can open this up. We used those boosters as well, so we wasted 1 million. I didn't waste because it was to make it less likely that our ship went boom, but still, it's like a bit of a 1 million loss. 6 million, great. Like, I don't understand why the loot is so bad. It's so bad. So bad. Like, we're doing full clear. It's not like we're just getting, you know... I would expect this if we're just getting extra bioadapters, but we're going full clear. Getting this bad loot. Typical. T3 filaments, we're in T4, so we should usually be getting like T4s and then up. Getting T2s and T3s. That is so bad. I look so much forward to doing T5 and T6, because this is just absolute waste of spaceship here, because it feels like we're very capable, but we're not doing so hard sites. But we are still being challenged though, so I don't want to just take this into T5, because I'm pretty sure that in a difficult wave it won't survive. But it's just a bit disappointing, you know, when you see something and then you just want something else, but it's not the case. Okay, we'll just land a little quick volley here on this extraction node. There we go, and then we'll make our way towards the bioadaptive cache while we take out some of these little frigates on the way there. It can be good to land some little extra, just take out one or two of these frigates on the way, because you've got a good transversal capability here. Okay, we'll probably want to destroy or launch some of these frigates as well. Or not frigates, the drones. And then we can web, and we'll use conflag. Go towards the bioadaptive cache, and here's where I want to go for these devoted knights, because these do by far the most amount of damage. If we take them out, then it's pretty smooth sailing. And we apply really well to them as well. So we don't want to avoid them or ignore them, because they can kill you pretty hard if they all get on top of you. This was a pretty easy wave since we only had 2 of them. It's not too much of a worry, but it can be worse. Just as a general rule of thumb, I always like to keep the devoted knights destroyed. Let's open this up. 9 million, okay, a little bit better, a little bit better. Oh, never mind, he's far away now. Decides to keep his distance, and also decides to hit harder as well. Launch the MTU. We can even get close to the devoted knight, to be honest, because then we can use conflag a bit more reliably. I was surprised though that he wasn't able to apply so well when we were really close before. Maybe they have very bad tracking on these cruisers, because they weren't applying so much when we were close. But I'm pretty sure they do have good tracking, because they are able to hit frigates pretty reliably when I'm doing frigate abyss runs. These are one of the waves I hate, as the frigate abyss, because they'll hit hard into shield-based ships like the Hawk and also apply pretty decently to them as well. Okay, now it's just to annihilate these frigates. We just need to keep like in a straight angle, so then we can just keep the transversal a bit more on optimal point. Okay, and then it's easy peasy. Just some basic frigates now, no problem whatsoever. Wait on that MTU to also bring that in. So that was a quick last wave. The Sancha, I think they are a bit easier in the... It was a bit of an explosive wave in the... Tachyon Cloud. In the electrics, because they do EM damage, they'll do more damage to you, but they also have low EM damage as well, or EM resist. So they'll probably take a lot of damage here in these sides. They basically got 0% EM resist here. A lot of damage is being taken. Okay. And take out this devoted priest. Doesn't seem like we're applying too well, so we can use Imperial Navy. Helps a bit with application a bit better. And what do we have here? 3 million, which is actually alright for an extraction node. So we got a total, how much was it, like 20 million maybe? Minus the filament. 26 million, that's okay. But it can be better. Like, this is... chill now, Zealot, chill. You have to also remember it's minus 7 million every single time because of the filament, so it's more like 19 million. So we get... I mean, an okay amount of profit, but you have to remember that if you're doing like nullsec routing, you could probably earn similar amounts in perhaps cheaper ships than this. It also depends a bit. I mean, there's a lot of big RNG factors, so we're going to be probably earning more than nullsecers when the RNG is on our side. So it's not... I'm not complaining too much, but it just feels like for the electrics compared to the other T4s, it's just so bad. Okay, so we'll do the next side. Okay, time for site number 2. Easy, easy with the rogue drone frigates. Land just a quick volley here. There we go, and then we'll make our way towards the Bioadaptive. It's good to have some long-range weaponry here. We can just knock out a few of these frigates on the way there. Where are some that are in range? This one is in range, so we should be able to take him out pretty quickly. There we go, 600 volley, nice. And then we should probably activate modules, always good to do that, and also good to activate guns as well. Okay, we'll deploy drones now. The drones are going to get hammered pretty hard here, but they provide some nice complementary DPS. Can web probably soon, and we'll go with Conflag as well to get some extra big volleys. And this is the thing I'm talking about, like drone aggro is pretty intense in these. We can probably make our way towards this extraction node and deploy drones again. Maybe go for this one that's in web range, and we can also lock this extraction node over here. And maybe this one as well. There we go. Come on, destroy that extraction node, please. Almost. Look at that drone. He's probably focusing on my drones because he was like 24 kilometers away. Okay, now go for the Bioadaptive. Popped. Great. And then we can launch a little Scorch Pulse here. Go to the transfer conduit. And to be honest, this wave is going to be a lot of time waiting on the MTU because this is going so quick that I don't think we're even really going to have to think too much about destroying them quickly. It's just going to be waiting on the MTU. So we'll just get the MTU here. Probably a good place. And we'll get some Imperial Navy Multifrequency just to get some better application maybe. I think these guys have lowest in the EM department resistance. Yeah, shields definitely. Because I was doing like 1k volley, like, oh, that's a lot of damage. Especially since we're using multi-frequency, since it's a bit lower than Conflag. Okay. Yeah, this is super easy. Is the range similar to Conflag? Yeah, it's pretty similar. Go for this one here, the Blast Lance Tesla. Just need to round up that last extraction node. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea that I left that there, because I could have gone for it since it was pretty close to the spawn-in point of the site. See what we get here. Is anything good? Oh yeah, I forgot that we were actually getting more familiar or refamiliarizing ourselves with product discovery, because this can provide some nice extra side disk when we're waiting on like mutaplasmid, when we're waiting on the loot to fall in. Because like this time we're doing now is time spent doing nothing, so we can always just get some extra ISK by doing these slides. So we've got Abyssal Loot, 37 mil, and then we will, if we get to level, I think it is 100, isn't it? You get that Enforcer, and that can be worth a lot. We got the Pacifier, which we used to actually get the Zealot, wasn't it? Can we move? Is it possible to move this? I want to move this. Oh, there's a slider here. It is level 150. Oh, okay, that's going to take a long time. A long time. But it feels like it's also going to take a long time to get to T4 Firestorm Abyss. So, I mean, everything seems to be taking a long time here, so we may as well get started doing it. That's the thing that's also very annoying with using the MTU, is that you've got these single extraction nodes to just take a long time. You just think, oh, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to spend all that time waiting to grab it. Maybe it could be like an extraction node like 5 million or something good. It just is like 300k. Like, why did you even waste your time? 3 of these slides gives 300k. But it's something, but it's not worth our time, which is the main point. We want to use our time effectively. And I think it's almost better in a way if you're a person who's at this point in your EVE career. If you're doing these sites, it could be, if you're not doing like these T4 electrics, they're not really the most profitable sites, because our goal here is just to get to T6 as quick as possible. But we could have, for profit, gone for like T4 Firestorms or T4 Darks. That could have been a better idea, since they're more profitable with the low filament cost. And I just feel like the loot overall is better in those sites, but I could be wrong. That is an option to get more profit. An option to get more profit is also to do perhaps exploration, because I have been doing this series with getting 100 million ISK as quick as possible on a new player, and I was doing exploration. I was just surprised that, you know, you can get a lot of ISK if you're lucky, and it's not like a completely new character, so this character would be a lot better in terms of... Ooh, wrecking shot right there. This character would be a lot better because it's going to have more skills. It also depends a lot if you're Omega or not, because Omega makes a big difference for exploration, since they can use Tech 2 modules as well. Take them out, good, and now we'll land. We'll actually go to Charybdis. Land first of all quickly here on the extraction node, and we'll just focus on Charybdis. As soon as we're in range of Charybdis, we'll start using the Scorch. In fact, I probably should just deploy my drones on Charybdis any second now, since they'll also stay out of range of the cruisers. There we go, getting some good accuracy points here, and I probably should go a little bit to the side. This is not good to just go directly at Charybdis. Okay, deploy drones here. And we're... ooh, nice, tachyon cloud, that's good. So we get some speed boosts to be able to deploy MTU a bit quicker. Let's see if we can deploy it right at the gate. Right at the gate, there we go. And we can even go a little bit to the side to avoid a bit of his damage. Let's see if we can keep moving. Keep moving. Yeah, you can see you get 700k, so it's nothing really amazing at all, but over time it will add up, and it'll add up to something of significance. And you have to also remember we get these crates every time we level up, and you have to also remember that eventually you will get those big rewards like the Enforcer Blueprint. It will take a really long time to get it, but when you do get it, it'll feel so great, because that thing is worth 200-300 million, I believe, maybe even more. And I think when you come to a certain level, you get these superior crates. I think we've already got the ability. I forgot. Do we have superior? And those are worth still a little bit more than the standard ones. I think it's 300k per one of them. So we do... like, there's like small extra ISK you can get here and there and doing this. And as long as it doesn't slow your Abyss progress down, then I think it actually could be good to do. I was considering to... I did it like in the beginning when I was doing the T4 Abyss. I didn't do it at all that much. It's only recently I've been starting to do it. It's because I felt like, oh, T4 is going to be so profitable, so why would I ever even waste my time on this, since this is insignificant in terms of the profit. But the thing is, the profit has been so bad in these T4 electrics that I feel like it actually is worth my time to do these. Okay, we'll go towards the buy inactive cache now, the MTU. So this is what I mean when I was mentioning before, is that you leave a few cruisers left, and just focus on Charybdis, so that you can just directly, when you're moving directly back to the bi-adaptive, you can still use that time for something useful by taking out these cruisers, because a lot of time is wasted on getting close to Charybdis actually. But you could also argue that you're not being so effective because you're using Scorch on Charybdis when you're going close, or like trying to get close, so you're not doing full damage, while if you were using Conflag on the cruisers, then perhaps it would be more effective because you're doing full damage on them. Depends a little bit on the position of Charybdis as well. Let's go for that MTU. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. 38 mil in total, which is actually alright. I mean, when you think about it, we've got... I mean, it's one site previously, but... ooh, we got another one. We don't have any like filaments left in us. Like we've got before one raging electrical that was sort of adding to the loot pool all the time, but now we've got one again. But before it was not. So that was just pure loot we had. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. The loot has not been that bad actually. Okay, what do we have here? We've got Abyssal Overmind. Okay, they are pretty easy. We can land a volley on that. Oh, tachyon cloud as well. Perfect. Go towards the bi-adaptive cache. Great, and we'll go to towards this gate. This gate. Move here, and we can land some volleys as well with the Scorch. Scorch is great long-range weaponry. To be honest, I want to go for the Abyssal Overmind. He's just annoying. He takes so much beating to get through. You can even deploy the M2 now. Launch for self, go to the extraction node over here. And we don't even have to go to it because it's right in a range for a Scorch Pulse. So what we'll be doing here is orbit this guy close and focusing everything on him. Focus everything on him. Actually, maybe the drones could take out the little frigates. Could be an idea. Need to get a bit closer. He seems to be hitting us pretty hard, actually. Go for the conflag. Barely any damage is being done. There's a plate forger. That guy could be good to be taken care of. He is going to be remote wrapping that Overmind. Very little, but ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. See if we can get some webs going on. Webbity web, webbity web. Can we orbit this? We're running out a lot of conflag. Probably should stock up on ammunition actually. And boosters, because we used up boosters. I remember I almost died once and I didn't have any boosters because I used it previously. Let's take out that Abyssal Overmind. A good thing about doing sites in succession is because when you use a booster, it lasts for quite a long time with good skills. So you can actually have the booster last for multiple sites. You don't have to actually use it twice. You just use the booster once, pay the loss, and then you can just keep getting that bonus throughout the sites. I'm running out so much conflag. Let's put these slides in. This Overmind is soon destroyed. Oh yeah, really far away from the MTU actually. The Overmind decided to cruise away. That's something I think that's very annoying with him. He likes to just cruise all over the place. It's really hard for us to go back. It takes a long time to go back and also just to retrieve our loot as well. But he is falling, he is falling. Soon, soon, soon. Our total DPS is 700, yep, 730 over there. We've got drone specialization skills also going up. Orbit 7.5. See if there are any cool skills we can train. All skills, yeah, I'm just maxing out my drone skills. It is really the only thing I can continue to specialize with this ship, and I just keep running out of conflag ammunition all the time. Do we have no more conflag ammunition? Yes, we do. So why is it not working? Maybe we just need more. Oh, okay, so we'll have to go for more Imperial Navy Multifrequency, actually. That's good to know. We need to stock up on ammunition, because I think we only got 4. So that's why there's not enough to put the whole group filled with conflag. That's a great thing about Amarian ships, is that ammunition is so cheap, because you just need a set of crystals and it lasts you for a really long time. And meanwhile, if you have gun-based ships, you usually have to chug through a lot of ammunition, especially missile-based ships. Drones are the best though, because the ammunition is free. Unless you lose your drones, you could see that as the ammunition though. That's definitely something you could lose actually, because I do lose drones on a regular basis. Retrieve our drones. Go to the MTU and see what we get here. Total of 54 minus this electric 47. What does this slide give us? It's good that we're doing them a bit slow, these slides, because doing it too fast will just put us on a penalty, since they don't like you to do these too fast. Otherwise they maybe think you're just spamming them. And it's good to not focus on this over the abyss, because you don't want to just die into some silly project discovery, which is just a few extra pennies. Your ship is worth far more. Do we have any skins? I don't think I have skins. It would be cool to have some skins, considering how much I use this Zealot. Let's open this up. MTU. Ah, only 3 million, so not that much. Well, that was some T4 Electric Abyss done. We didn't get a whole lot of loot from this last can, but the 2 previous ones are pretty good. The previous site was also not pretty fruitful, but overall we got a decent amount, and we got free, or quote-unquote free, Raging Electrical, which we can use for next time. So that's great, because you have to always remember the filament cost is a factor for your profit. So getting some extra filaments can help sort of counteract that a bit. Pretty smooth run, apart from that curbless room that landed a wrecking shot, which actually even dipped into a structure a bit. And Project Discovery on the side. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's enough for now. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.